Hello everyone! Welcome back to our channel. For those of you who follow us on our channel, you know that we love to vacation aboard cruise ships. But we also love doing land vacations. So, where do we typically stay during our land vacations?
Well, the answer to that is timeshares. Which is a scary word. It's a word that not a lot of people really want to be associated with because there's a lot of negative things associated with timeshares. Yeah. Probably the thing that people want to know the most is, are timeshares a big waste of money? And the answer to that is, yes, it is, if you're a certain kind of traveler. But if you're another kind of traveler, maybe it's not a waste of money. So keep watching this video and we're going to help you figure out which one you are between those travelers.
And in this video, we're going to share our personal experience in owning our timeshare for about 20 years now.
Yeah, we've been using timeshares for 20 years now, since 2006.
So, of course, let's keep in mind that your experience might be different from ours, completely different, depending on how you travel. So before we get started, we want to make one thing very clear.
Yeah, so this video is not financial advice. It's not supposed to tell you whether you should buy a timeshare or not. But what it's going to help you figure out is if timeshares are good for you or not.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we're going to share our personal experience. So this will include the pros and the cons from our experience of owning timeshares. And you'll decide whether the pros outweigh the cons or vice versa. So before we get started, again, we just want to give you a background of ourselves.
Yeah, well,
like how
come we've had our timeshares for 20 years now and we still haven't gotten rid of it?
Yeah.
Well, first, we are people who genuinely love traveling. We have very little desire for material possessions like fancy shoes and expensive clothes and jewelry and a big house. We really don't care for any of that. It doesn't give us any excitement thinking about those things. But what does give us the feeling of excitement is traveling and seeing new places and trying new things and eating different cuisine.
Yeah. And for us, we also take multiple travels every year. So we enjoy, week-long vacations. We also go on weekend getaways. If it's like a long weekend, we enjoy road trips. And of course, like you mentioned, exploring new destinations wherever it is.
And that is why timeshares have worked for us very well. But if you are not that kind of traveler, if you're different from that, it's okay.
Yeah. Also, we are planners. Like we plan our vacations like 2 years, 3 years even. So we booked a cruise for October next year, which we booked last year,
2025. So we booked that trip way ahead of time.
Yeah, so we don't really like it. For us, it doesn't make sense to wait. If we, find a good deal on a cruise, then might as well book it. If you are someone who loves spontaneous,
if you like to plan your trips
vacations,
a couple months ahead of time, and just out of the blue, next month, let's go here. Timeshares are not going to work for you. And we'll explain why. We're going to explain in this video why timeshares work better for people who plan way ahead of time rather than those who take spontaneous trips.
Okay, so number one pro is our timeshare has beautiful resorts. Let me just explain. Our timeshare is not the traditional timeshare, the timeshares where you're limited to a week or two on a certain property. Like you go there every year.
Yeah, those are the old school type of timeshares that you hear from your grandparents where, grandpa and grandma bought a timeshare in Florida and they go to the same house every year for a week, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever, but it's the same place every year. That is not the kind of timeshare that we have.
So ours is credits based. So we have a certain number of credits a year, which we can use at many quality resorts around the world.
Basically around the world.
Yeah, most of the properties we've stayed are very spacious, clean, comfortable.
Very comfortable.
And we haven't had any negative experience.
Yeah, the rooms we stay in at these timeshare resorts are not standard hotel rooms. These are condo style units with added amenities, which we will be discussing shortly. These amenities make a big difference when you're traveling for about a week or two, and it just makes the whole trip more pleasant and comfortable.
So, for example, condo style, it includes a kitchen. So it helps save money because you don't have to eat out every single meal.
Yeah, when we travel and we book a timeshare, we're not just staying in a hotel type environment where you just have a bed and a bathroom and a window. That's your regular hotel room. This is a condo, which is basically a house that you can live in.
Yeah,
it has everything that you can find in a regular residential condo.
So usually what we do is, on our first day, we would just go to like a supermarket and buy stuff we can cook, like eggs. We'll buy cereal, milk, yogurt. Like that time when we went to Utah, remember?
Yeah, we booked a timeshare in Utah, and we basically contacted the resort, the timeshare resort, and told them that they can get groceries for us before we even show up. Yeah. So when we arrived, we had groceries waiting for us because they shop for us, and we just threw everything in the fridge and cooked meals whenever needed.
So
we never had to eat out. You save a lot of money because you don't have to eat out.
So for families, like if you have kids, if it's a big family vacation, so that's an even bigger advantage.
Yeah, the more people you have to bring in, the bigger the savings. Because imagine if you have to go out and eat at a restaurant 3 times a day for a week or 2.
Yeah, for like 6
how much would that be?
Yeah. So another pro is that it's a great value if you actually use it. So this is probably the biggest controversial point or debatable issue.
I think a lot of people end up buying timeshares and then they do not travel, so they ended up not using it. And that's a big waste. That is a bad deal. And that is when you hear people who are not happy with timeshares. But if you use it a lot.
Yeah, if you use it consistently.
Because you're paying a fixed fee. When you bought it, it's a fixed price. So the more you use it, your cost per night gets lower.
In owning timeshares, I will discuss this later, but you also pay maintenance fees. So whether you use it or not, you'll have to pay it anyway.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit more about that shortly in this video.
Yeah, so someone who rarely use it, it's not a very good value for their money.
No. So. If you don't travel a lot, like we said earlier, many times already, do not get a timeshare.
Yeah, but someone who vacations a lot thinks it's fantastic. So both opinions can.
If you like to vacation in many different places, even better.
Yeah. So third pro is our timeshare has resorts.
Yeah, that's the
all
thing
over
with
North America in international locations.
Yeah, that's the thing with our timeshare. It's not just in one place. So it's spread out everywhere.
So whether you enjoy like the mountains, ski trips, hiking, beach, like a desert landscape.
We pretty much have timeshare resorts in those places.
So we also have visited destinations that we may not have otherwise considered. If we did not have timeshares in those places, like Isla Mujeres. So I really am not familiar with Isla Mujeres until it's part of the resort network of our timeshare. So I looked at it, did a little bit of research, and there was availability. And so I booked it, and it turned out to be one of our, better or even best planned vacations.
Yeah, because Mexico, everybody thinks about Cancun and Cozumel and maybe on the other side, Puerto Vallarta, but nobody really thinks about Isla Mujeres.
Yeah.
But since we had a resort there, we went, and it ended up being fantastic.
Yeah.
We have an episode about that, so check it out.
And also, Austin, Texas.
Yeah, Austin really wasn't in our radar because when you think Texas, you're thinking Houston, you're thinking Dallas, San Antonio. Nobody really, as far as we're concerned, we never really thought about Austin until we looked at our resorts. Our timeshares actually have a nice resort in Austin, so we ended up going. But once again, We didn't know about it until we got there that it was a great place. So we liked it so much that we actually went back there for a second time. And while we were there, we went and saw a Formula One race.
Yeah, we also have an episode on that one, so go check it out. Yeah, so yeah, like who would have imagined that we would have a chance to watch a Grand Prix race?
Yeah,
right?
if we did not have a timeshare in Austin, we would never go there. We would never think about it.
And can you just imagine if it's a F1 weekend, how much the hotels would cost?
Oh, yeah, I would hate to book a standard hotel in big events like that, because imagine how much that would cost you if you can even get a room.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough to get a room, probably gonna pay hundreds per night.
Yeah.
But in our case, we didn't have to.
Yeah. So
we just went in there, checked in, and hey, look at that! There's a race. Let's go.
And so another pro is the spacious accommodations. It's a very different type of
yeah. So what makes it different then?
Because yeah, like you said, condo style. So it includes full kitchen, separate bedrooms, living room, spacious living room, a dining table, an actual dining table, balconies, and laundry facilities. You have your own washer and dryer in your suite, so you can pack light and just wash your clothes.
You can just do laundry every day. If you just bring 2 sets of clothing and just alternate them and wash them if you want to.
Or wash your clothes before coming home, so then when you get back, you don't have to do laundry.
So yeah, it's fully furnished with everything that you can find in a residential condo.
Yeah, so that's a big plus, really.
Totally different from a standard hotel room.
Yeah, so it feels like you don't live in a suitcase.
Yeah,
because it's like it feels like it's your home.
It feels like you actually live there. Wherever you travel, once you get there and you check in, it feels like you're just at home.
Yeah, and
at home in a different place.
And if you're traveling with family or friends, if you have a big group, so some suites are like 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. I think they as big as a 4-bedroom, and you also have multiple bathrooms, so you don't even have to share one single bathroom for a family of 6. So yeah, so if you're traveling with family and friends, then they have their own space.
Even better, because there's so much space available for everybody.
So the next pro is the exchange opportunity. So many companies offer timeshares. So if you have a timeshare in one company, they actually work together that you can exchange some of your credits. Your home company doesn't have a resort in a place you wanted to go to. So you can actually exchange your credits for a fee to expand your option.
Yeah. So if, let's say, for example, you bought timeshares from company A and you want to go someplace, but it turns out company A does not have any resorts there. But you look at this company. Company B has a resort there. Well, basically, you just contact company B and say, hey, I have this many points that I would like to use in your resort. Yeah. So you exchange your points with another timeshare company.
But of course, exchanges are never guaranteed. If you have credits, then yeah, it just depends on the availability. Now let's talk about the cons. So we've talked about the the advantages. Now let's go to the disadvantages. And this is probably the biggest hurdle, which is the upfront cost.
Yeah, so the initial cost of buying timeshares is upwards of tens of thousands of dollars. Because when you buy a timeshare, you are basically buying vacation for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So this is not like, oh, I'm buying next year's vacation. No. It's not just for next year, the next 10 years. It's for the rest of your life. So it's going to be a large amount of money that you're going to be paying for. Yeah. And this is why timeshares are not good for people who do not travel a lot.
Yeah. So also there are options where you can buy timeshares. So there's, you can buy directly from the company, or there's also resale companies. So even if 2 people have the same number of credits, they may have paid, slightly or even dramatically different amounts. So that changes how one can view the value of their timeshare. Yeah, so the next disadvantage is, of course, the maintenance fees.
Yeah. So, what are maintenance fees?
Someone has to make the resorts well kept. So the owners have to pay maintenance fees. Like for those of you who own condos, you pay like condo maintenance fees. It's basically kind of the same. So then they can keep the facilities running and the rooms really updated.
Yeah, because when you own a timeshare, you actually own the property for a certain amount of time per year. So let's say a big timeshare resort is owned by everyone who owns a timeshare, and there's no other owner who has to maintain it other than everybody. So everybody else has to maintain the resort because they're the owners. Nobody else owns the building other than the timeshare owners.
Yeah, I guess it also pays for the utilities, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like electricity, when you stay in a timeshare, you don't even have to pay for utilities. So the owner's maintenance fees cover for those.
So keep in mind when you buy a timeshare, in addition to the upfront cost of tens of thousands of dollars, you're also going to have to pay maintenance fees for the rest of the duration of the timeshare. If you want to keep it forever, then forever.
Yeah.
So it's imagine it's like buying a car.
As long as you own the timeshare, you have to pay maintenance.
Yeah, so it's like buying a car. Just because you paid for the car doesn't mean you don't have to maintain the car. There's maintenance involved because you want to keep using it. You want to keep it in tip-top condition, so you got to maintain it.
And I guess this is the issue that many first-time buyers don't really understand at first.
Yeah, they think once they paid for the timeshare, they think it's done. Oh, it's done. I don't have to. No, there's maintenance fees.
So if your life gets busy or finances change or you simply don't travel 1 year, you're still responsible for those fees.
Yeah. So you pay those maintenance fees regardless if you use them or not. So use them.
Yeah, because it's a long-term commitment.
Yeah, make sure you can use them before you buy a timeshare, basically.
Okay, going to the third disadvantage is availability isn't always guaranteed. So people sometimes think owning a timeshare means they can stay wherever they want, whenever they want. That's not how it works. Like popular resorts like Hawaii or Vegas, New York, or if you want to travel during holidays like holiday weekends, summer, spring break, Christmas, New Year, those resorts book quickly. So you can't book for those weeks because people snag them. That's why planning ahead becomes extremely important. So in our timeshare, if you want a week vacation, you can actually book 13 months in advance. So next year we have a week vacation in Hawaii. So we booked that 13 months before. So that's guaranteed. But often if you wait, those weeks or those resorts are
bye-bye.
booked. Yeah,
you're never going to see those rooms because they're booked out real quick during peak times.
And then of course the other disadvantage is there's a learning curve. So we're going to be very honest. When we first purchased our timeshare in 2006, ready to give it up, and we're like, no, this isn't working. It's too difficult.
To get a booking,
because it's just simple. Like the system is not simple. Like credits, booking windows, housekeeping tokens, exchange credits. There's a lot to learn.
It's not like booking a hotel.
But we gave it a chance. We learned the tricks, the hacks.
Took about a year.
And then once we understood it, it became much easier. And if you are a new owner, don't expect to master everything overnight. It takes a bit of time. There's a learning curve. Okay, going to another disadvantage is the resale value.
Resale value? What resale value?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
This is an issue that comes up constantly because timeshare should not be considered as an investment.
No, it's not. That's why we personally don't look at our timeshares as an investment. When we bought our timeshares, we knew right from the start that we're not going to sell this thing to make money. No,
Yeah.
it's something that we're gonna keep using over and over while we can.
So many
Basically for the
owners-
rest of our lives.
like in timeshare forums, many owners actually lose significant value on the resale market. So some sell only for a fraction of what they actually paid.
Yeah, that's why if you buy a timeshare, make sure it is something that you're gonna want for the rest of your lives, and not just for a short amount of time and sell it. No, don't do that if you don't want. Don't get a timeshare if you don't plan to keep it for the rest of your life.
But there's actually like a sort of an advantage attached to this one is because you can, like, when we pass, like when we're
dead. Because newsflash, everybody will die.
We actually can give it to someone else. We can give it to
that is
like if you have kids, you can give it to your children.
You can pass it along as
grandchildren.
an inheritance. So we're not sure if all timeshare companies allow that, but ours does. So basically, when we die and we can no longer travel because we are 6 feet underground, before that happens, we can pass it along to anybody, any family member, kids, nephews, and nieces, whoever.
But they just need to pay the maintenance fees. So they just need to understand that when they own the timeshare, they're gonna be responsible for the maintenance,
which is much
fees.
cheaper than having to buy it themselves. They don't have to buy the timeshare; they just have to do the maintenance fees, which is much less. And also, so if you're gonna pass along your timeshare to a family member, make sure they like to travel a lot. Because if you give it to somebody, it's just gonna be a headache for them if they have it and don't use it.
Yeah. And so this is the elephant in the room. Another disadvantage are sales presentations. So yeah, many owners and non-owners, when they attend presentations, it's like a high pressure. Some of the salespeople are annoying, and they just like, some of them do lie. We've heard stories that they were duped.
But what happens is when you check into your timeshare at some of the major timeshare resorts, there will be these timeshare salespeople who are gonna try to upgrade you to the next level. Say, oh, you only have 4 weeks in your timeshare. We're gonna get you to 8 weeks, and this is we're gonna give you a free trip to the Bahamas if you attend their presentation. So you go there, and then it just all hell breaks loose because it's.
Yeah, some of them are actually informative, but we have a trick. We have a hack. So when we check in and then there's a sales presentation, there's free breakfast, and then they're going to tell you you're going to get $100 to $150.
Yeah, we're going to pay $150 just to attend the presentation. Okay.
So then they say it's only 1 hour. So what we do is we put an hour on our phones. Both of us will do it. And then after an hour, both our phones will alarm, and then we're like, okay, that's an hour. We're out of here.
Yeah, whether or not the salesperson is finished with their pitch, we are gone. Give me my $150. You promised me. I'm gone.
Yeah. So that's our trick. So we just like, if we have time to spare and, it's an hour of our 1 week vacation, we do it. But if we're like, our schedule is packed, then we just say no right away.
And don't feel bad about saying no to a salesperson. It's their job. They're used to it. If you don't want to attend, don't go. Yeah.
And then of course, some of them, they prey on your excitement. Like say, for example, you're in a Las Vegas resort, and everything is grand. Everything is nice. You have a suite and you're like, yeah, I want to buy into this. So, don't make decisions simply because you're on a vacation and feeling excited. Take time to think, research independently, watch videos like this one.
Yeah, you know what they say, don't go to the supermarket when you are hungry.
Yes, exactly.
So that's the same thing when you go into a timeshare presentation. Don't go there when you're super excited about the vacation.
Yeah. So a vacation purchase shouldn't become an impulse purchase. So watch videos. So hopefully
like ours.
You'll learn something.
And there's others out there too that talk about timeshare, but just make sure you finish this video because you're going to learn a lot.
So why is there such a negative stigma attached to timeshares?
Well, because there's a lot of people with negative experiences with timeshares because those are the ones who are not suited to owning timeshares.
Yeah, so they aren't automatically good. And of course, they're not automatically bad because it depends on several factors like how much did you pay or how much can you pay? Can you afford it? How often do you travel? Do you plan ahead? Are you flexible? Will you actually use it?
Yeah, because here's a common thing that I keep hearing about people with negative experiences is they buy timeshare, spend lots of money, and they ended up not using it, so they want to sell it. And they sell it, and they lose a lot of money selling it. So it's like throwing away money and burning it in the garbage bin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that explains why a lot of online discussions or forums become so passionate because some people who have negative experiences will just tell you to just run. And
it's a real experience. Yeah. People with bad experience with timeshare, it's real.
Yeah.
And those with good experiences, it's real as well.
Yeah. So those two things can be true. So what has our experience been?
Well, weighing the pros and the cons. The pros actually outweigh the cons as far as we're concerned. So there's actually more positive than negative on our timeshare experience in the last 20 years.
Yeah. So for me personally, what I really loved about it is we've traveled or we've been to places where we've never really considered going. Like, for example, Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, so the thing is we don't set ourselves, we don't set our minds to a certain destination when we want to travel. Instead of saying, oh, I want to go to Seattle, let's book that. And then you go there and then you try to book. No, what we do is sometimes okay, where can we find some available timeshares on this week of October or whenever? And then, oh, look at that. There's
availability
in Tucson, Arizona. I don't really know about Tucson, but let's go and book it. So we went and it turned out to be fantastic. Yeah. So if we didn't have timeshares, we would never go to Tucson, Arizona. What? Yeah, and it's the same thing. We went to Vermont.
Yeah,
we went to Vermont during winter time. Like, where can we go? And when was that? December, I think.
Yeah,
whenever. And then we said, hey, look at that. We have some availability in Vermont. Okay, what's going on there? Whatever. Let's just go. And then we ended up going to Vermont, and we had that nice resort. It actually was a full-size house. It wasn't just a condo. It was
a two-story.
It was a two-story house with bedrooms on the second level and kitchens and bathrooms and everything. And we ended up taking family with us. It was great. And then we went skiing, snowboarding, and it was great. And again, we would never go to Vermont if we didn't have a timeshare there.
Yeah, so we let
the timeshares decide
where we're
going. We just follow the lead. When there's an available room, let's go. And the thing is with timeshares, they don't build timeshares in bad places. So, large possibility if you just book a timeshare wherever, it's going to be a great experience.
Yeah. So, would you say it's perfect?
No, it's not.
Definitely not. No. There are frustrations, and you'll get frustrated.
Don't be obsessed with, I have to go to Manhattan in the second week of October, otherwise I won't be happy. No, it's not going to work. Don't do that.
Yeah, but then again, maintenance fees also increase. There's a certain percentage increase every year. So those will continue to increase over time. So yeah, that's something that you should really think about. But weighing the pros and cons and the way we travel,
just
it works.
The way our lifestyle is set up, it's just, it works. It works. I don't know about you, so think about how you travel, and then that'll help you decide if a timeshare is good for you or not.
So who might like timeshares?
So in my opinion, you will like timeshares if you travel many times a year, if you like planning way ahead of time, if you prefer fully furnished condo type accommodation with amenities.
If you enjoy cooking, because some say, oh, I'm on vacation, why should I cook? But if you enjoy cooking some meals, it'll be
great for you. Yeah. If you also like to vacation with friends or family, because the more people you bring with you, the better it is for timeshares. Because there's a lot of space.
Yeah,
Lot
and
of
of
space.
course, if you fully understand the ongoing cost, then timeshare
Yeah,
is for you.
if you have a good understanding of costs, then yeah, it'll work for you.
On the flip side, people who rarely travel, who prefer last minute trips, if you don't want long-term financial commitments, and then if you expect your timeshare to be a financial investment.
Yeah.
So,
or if you don't like planning ahead of time, don't get timeshares. No.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we're simply sharing our own experience. We know there are owners who absolutely love their timeshare, and we also know there are owners who regret buying them. So both perspectives deserve to be heard, and both perspectives can be true. So our advice is simple. Do your homework.
Do your research.
Read both positive and negative reviews. Understand the booking system, and most importantly,
don't let anyone pressure you into making same-day decisions if you ever have to attend a sales presentation for timeshares. Nobody should tell you how you should spend your hard-earned money.
Yeah. So, if you own a timeshare, we'd genuinely love to hear about your experience. How has it been for you? What do you love? What do you hate? What do you wish you had known before buying? Share your thoughts in the comments below, please.
I know some of you have timeshares, so let us know about it.
So others can hear different perspectives, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Bye!
Thanks for watching.
See you in our next video.
Visit our channel for more travel videos and subscribe to see what's next.
And there's a lot more coming up, so don't miss it.
Live your best life, everyone!